Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that separates the dreamers from the doers, the successful from the struggling, and the fulfilled from the frustrated. That thing is discipline. We all have dreams, we all have goals, but what determines whether we achieve them? It's not just talent, it's not luck, it's not even motivation, because motivation fades. What truly makes the difference is self discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's putting in the extra work when no one is watching. It's saying no to distractions and yes to your long-term goals. Many people wait for motivation to strike before they take action. But successful people don't rely on motivation, they rely on habits. They create routines that keep them on track even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Think about great athletes, top entrepreneurs, and world-class artists. They didn't get there by working only when they felt like it. They got there by showing up every single day, rain or shine, and pushing themselves beyond their comfort zones. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a form of self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you are telling yourself, I believe in my goals. I believe in my future. I will not let distractions or excuses stand in my way. Many people believe that success is driven by motivation. We see motivational videos, read inspiring quotes, and hear stories about people who have achieved great things because they were passionate and driven. While motivation can be a great starting point, the truth is that it is unreliable. Motivation is like a spark. It flares up quickly but burns out just as fast. What truly separates successful individuals from the rest is not motivation, but discipline. Discipline is the ability to keep going, to take action, and to stay consistent even when you don't feel like it. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated to start something new, a new fitness routine, a new project, or a new habit? In the beginning, you feel excited. You're pumped up, ready to go, and convinced that this time you will follow through. But then, as days go by, that excitement starts to fade. You wake up one morning and don't feel like working out. You start making excuses, you tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow, and before you know it, you've completely abandoned your goal. And this is where discipline comes in. Unlike motivation, which is based on feelings, discipline is based on commitment. It means doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It means showing up every single day, no matter how tired, unmotivated, or distracted you feel. Successful people understand this. They don't wait for motivation to strike before they take action. They create a system, build habits, and stick to them regardless of their emotions. Take, for example, professional athletes. They don't train only when they feel motivated. They train every single day, rain or shine, whether they are in the mood or not. Why? Because they know that consistency is the key to excellence. If they waited for motivation, they would never reach the top. The same goes for musicians, writers, entrepreneurs, and anyone who has ever achieved greatness in their field. They don't rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. They rely on self-discipline. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that discipline is a burden. They see it as something restrictive, something that takes away their freedom. But in reality, the opposite is true. Discipline is what gives you freedom. When you are disciplined, you are in control of your life. You don't let emotions, distractions, or external circumstances dictate your actions. Instead, you set a goal, create a plan, and follow through. That is real power. Imagine two people. One person wakes up every morning and decides how they feel before taking action. If they are tired, they skip the gym. If they are not in the mood, they procrastinate on work. If something feels difficult, they quit. This person is at the mercy of their emotions, and their progress is slow or non-existent. The second person, however, has a disciplined routine. They wake up and follow their schedule no matter how they feel. They go to the gym even when they're tired. They work on their goals even when they don't feel like it. Over time, who do you think will be more successful? The answer is obvious. Discipline is not something you are born with, it is something you develop. And the best way to build discipline is through small, consistent actions. Start by setting simple goals. Instead of saying, I will exercise every day for 2 hours, start with 10 minutes a day. Instead of saying, I will write a book in a month. Commit to writing just 1 page a day. The goal is not perfection, but consistency. The more you show up and do the work, the easier it becomes. Another important aspect of discipline is learning to silence excuses. There will always be reasons to delay, to quit, or to take the easy way out. Your mind will always try to convince you that you can start tomorrow. But successful people don't give in to these excuses. They push through discomfort. They remind themselves why they started in the first place. Motivation may get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. It is the bridge between goals and achievements, between dreams and reality. So if you truly want to succeed, stop waiting for motivation. Start training yourself to be disciplined. Because in the long run, it is not the most motivated people who win. It is the most disciplined. Success is not about making one big decision. It is about making small, consistent choices every day. Many people believe that achieving great things requires a sudden burst of effort. But the reality is that true success comes from building strong habits and sticking to them over time. Your daily habits shape your future, and the stronger your habits, the stronger your chances of achieving your goals. The problem is that most people rely on willpower and motivation to get things done. They wake up one day feeling inspired and decide to start a new habit, whether it's exercising, reading, or working on a skill. But after a few days, when the excitement wears off, they start skipping days. They tell themselves, I'll get back to it tomorrow. Then tomorrow turns into the next day, and before they know it, they've given up entirely. This is because they never turned their action into a habit. Habits are powerful because they remove the need for constant decision-making. When something becomes a habit, you no longer have to think about whether or not to do it. You just do it automatically. Think about brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't wake up and debate whether you should do it or not. It's just part of your routine. Imagine if you could build that same automatic behavior around things that lead to success, like reading, exercising, or working on your goals. That is the power of strong habits. One of the best ways to build strong habits is by starting small. Many people fail because they try to do too much at once. They decide they want to start working out and immediately commit to an intense 2-hour gym session every day. This becomes overwhelming and they eventually quit. The key to building habits is starting small and being consistent. Instead of committing to 2 hours of exercise, start with 10 minutes. Instead of saying you will read for an hour, start with 5 minutes. The goal is to make it so easy that you can't fail. Once you establish the habit, you can gradually increase the difficulty. Another important aspect of building strong habits is creating a routine. If you leave things up to chance, it's easy to forget or get distracted. But if you have a set time and place for your habits, they become part of your daily rhythm. For example, if you want to start reading, set a rule that you will read for 10 minutes every night before bed. If you want to start working out, decide that you will do it right after waking up. When you link a habit to a specific time or event, it becomes easier to stick to. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to build habits is staying consistent when life gets busy. There will always be days when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, or when you're too busy. The secret is to never skip twice. If you miss a day, get back on track the next day. The more consecutive days you miss, the harder it becomes to restart. Accountability is another great way to strengthen habits. When you tell someone about your goal or track your progress, you are more likely to stay committed. Keeping a journal, using an app, or having a friend check in on your progress can keep you motivated. Seeing your progress, even in small steps, builds momentum and keeps you going. Another key factor in habit building is changing your identity. Instead of just focusing on actions, shift your mindset to become the kind of person who naturally does those things. For example, instead of saying, I want to start running, tell yourself, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I am a reader. When you identify with your habits, they become a natural part of who you are, rather than something you force yourself to do. It is also important to recognize that habits take time to form. Research suggests that it can take anywhere from 21 to 66 days for a new habit to become automatic. That means you need patience and persistence. The key is not perfection, but consistency. Even if you struggle in the beginning, if you keep showing up, eventually your habit will stick. At the core of every successful person is a set of strong habits. Whether it's waking up early, practicing their craft daily, or maintaining a disciplined routine, they have built habits that support their goals. The good news is that anyone can develop these habits. You don't need extraordinary talent or motivation, you just need to commit to small, daily actions that add up over time. So, if you truly want to change your life, focus on your habits. Start small, be consistent, and create routines that make success inevitable, because in the end, your habits define your future. Make sure they are working for you, not against you. Success is never given freely, it always demands a price. That price is sacrifice and self-control. No matter what goal you are striving for, whether it's building a successful career, improving your health, or mastering a skill, you will have to give up something to gain something greater. This is where many people struggle. They want success, but they do not want to make sacrifices. They want the rewards, but are unwilling to let go of the distractions, comforts, and bad habits that hold them back. The reality is that nothing worthwhile comes without sacrifice. Every successful person you admire has made difficult choices to get where they are. Athletes wake up early to train while others sleep. Entrepreneurs work late into the night while others relax. Artists practice their craft for hours while others scroll through social media. These individuals understand a fundamental truth. Short-term pleasure often leads to long-term regret, while short-term sacrifice leads to long-term success. Self-control is the ability to resist temptations that pull you away from your goals. It is easy to give in to comfort, to procrastinate, and to indulge in distractions. But every time you do, you are delaying your progress. When you practice self-control, you train your mind to focus on what truly matters. You develop the ability to say no to unhealthy food when you are trying to get fit, to unnecessary spending when you are saving money, or to mindless entertainment when you need to be productive. One of the greatest obstacles to self-control is instant gratification. We live in a world where everything is available at our fingertips. If we are hungry, we can order food in minutes. If we want entertainment, we can stream endless content. If we are bored, we can distract ourselves with social media. This ease of access has conditioned us to expect immediate results. But real success does not work that way. Anything meaningful requires patience, effort, and discipline. Consider someone who wants to build muscle. They cannot expect to see results after one workout. They have to show up, day after day, lifting weights, following a strict diet, and pushing through discomfort. The progress is slow, but with consistency, the results come. The same principle applies to any goal. If you want to achieve something, you must be willing to sacrifice temporary pleasure for lasting achievement. Sacrifice does not mean deprivation. It means making strategic choices about where you invest your time and energy. It means choosing growth over comfort, progress over distractions, and discipline over laziness. A student who sacrifices late-night parties to study is not missing out. They are investing in their future. An entrepreneur who spends their weekends working instead of relaxing is not suffering. They are building a legacy. One of the most effective ways to strengthen self-control is to create an environment that supports your goals. If you struggle with distractions, eliminate them. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from your home. If you want to focus on your studies, put your phone away while working. The fewer temptations you have around you, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined. Another way to develop self-control is through small wins. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start with simple challenges like waking up at the same time every day, sticking to a schedule, or setting a limit on social media use. Each time you exercise self-control, you build momentum, making it easier to resist bigger temptations in the future. It is also important to remind yourself why you are making sacrifices. When faced with a difficult choice, ask yourself, will this decision bring me closer to my goal or further away from it? Keeping your purpose in mind will help you stay strong in moments of weakness. Time is the most valuable resource we have. It is something we all get in equal measure, 24 hours in a day, no more, no less. Yet some people seem to achieve so much, while others constantly struggle to find the time to do what matters. The difference is not in how much time they have, but in how they manage it. Time management is not just about being busy, it is about being effective. It is about making sure that every hour you spend is moving you closer to your goals rather than being wasted on distraction. Many people complain that they do not have enough time. They say they want to start a business, get in shape, or learn a new skill, but they just can't find the time. The truth is, they do have time, they are just not managing it well. Think about how much time is lost each day on mindless scrolling, unnecessary conversations, and procrastination. If we were to track our daily activities, we would be shocked at how much time is wasted on things that do not contribute to our growth. The first step in mastering time management is prioritization. Not everything is equally important. Some tasks have a bigger impact on your life and goals than others. Many people spend too much time on minor tasks while neglecting the ones that actually matter. A great way to prioritize is by using the Eisenhower matrix, which divides tasks into 4 categories. Urgent and important, tasks that need immediate attention, like deadlines or emergencies. Important but not urgent, tasks that contribute to long-term success, like learning, planning, and self-improvement. Urgent but not important. Tasks that feel urgent but do not really contribute to your goals, like responding to unnecessary emails or attending unproductive meetings. Not urgent and not important. Tasks that are pure distractions, like excessive social media, binge watching, or pointless conversations. The most successful people focus on category 2, important but not urgent, because that is where long-term success is built. If you only focus on urgent tasks, you will always be in reaction mode, constantly dealing with crises, instead of creating progress. Another key to time management is having a schedule. If you do not plan your time, someone else will. Successful people do not just wake up and see where the day takes them. They have a plan. They know what they need to accomplish each day, and they set aside specific time blocks to do it. One of the most effective techniques for scheduling is the time blocking method, where you assign specific hours to different tasks, ensuring that important work gets done without distractions. One of the biggest challenges with time management is procrastination. We all have tasks that we know we should do, but we keep putting them off. The problem with procrastination is that the longer you delay something, the harder it becomes to start. The best way to overcome procrastination is the 5-minute rule. If you are struggling to start something, just commit to working on it for 5 minutes. Once you begin, you often realize it is not as difficult as you thought, and you naturally keep going. Another important principle of time management is the 80/20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This rule states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. The key to being effective is to identify which activities produce the greatest results and focus more on them. For example, if you are a student, you might notice that certain study techniques give you better results than others. If you are in business, you might find that a small percentage of your clients generate most of your revenue. By focusing on the activities that bring the biggest impact, you can achieve more with less effort. One of the most overlooked aspects of time management is rest and recovery. Many people think that time management is about working non-stop, but that is not true. Proper time management includes breaks, relaxation, and sleep, because a rested mind is more productive. Burnout leads to inefficiency, and when you are exhausted, even simple tasks take longer. That is why the best performers in every field schedule breaks, practice mindfulness, and get enough sleep to stay sharp. Time management requires discipline and commitment. It is easy to make a schedule, but following it is where most people fail. There will always be distractions, unexpected events, and moments when you feel like postponing things. But remember this: every minute you waste is a minute you will never get back. Treat your time as a valuable asset, because once it is gone forever. Success is not about having more time. It is about making better use of the time you already have. If you master time management, you will have more control over your life, reduce stress, and achieve your goals faster. Do not let time control you. Take control of your time, and you will take control of your future. Every day, we are faced with countless temptations and distractions that try to pull us away from our goals. Whether it is the constant notifications on our phones, the lure of social media, the temptation of unhealthy food, or simply the urge to procrastinate, distractions are everywhere. They may seem harmless in the moment, but over time, they can destroy our focus, waste our time, and keep us from reaching our full potential. The ability to resist temptations and stay focused is one of the most important skills anyone can develop. Distractions are dangerous because they do not always appear as obstacles. In fact, most of them seem enjoyable or even productive. Scrolling through social media may feel like a short break, but minutes turn into hours. Watching one episode of a show may seem harmless, but suddenly an entire evening is gone. Even responding to unnecessary emails or engaging in small talk can consume time that could have been used for something meaningful. The real danger of distractions is not that they completely stop us, it is that they slow us down. They take away small moments, little by little, until we realize we have wasted days, weeks, or even years. One of the best ways to resist distractions is to understand their source. Most distractions come from one of three places: boredom, lack of self-control, or the environment we create for ourselves. When we are bored, our minds naturally seek entertainment, and in today's world, that entertainment is always within reach. We check our phones, open social media, or engage in gossip simply because we do not have something meaningful to do. When we lack self-control, we let small distractions take priority over important tasks. We say, just 5 more minutes, but that 5 minutes turns into an hour. And when we surround ourselves with distractions, keeping our phones next to us while working, leaving the TV on in the background, or working in a noisy environment, it becomes almost impossible to stay focused. To resist temptations and distractions, we must first eliminate them before they can interrupt us. If your phone is a constant distraction, keep it in another room while you work. If social media pulls you in, use apps that block access during work hours. If people around you constantly interrupt, find a quiet place where you can focus. The fewer temptations you have in front of you, the easier it becomes to stay on track. Another key to avoiding distractions is setting clear goals. When you know exactly what you need to do and why it matters, you are less likely to waste time. Every morning, set specific goals for the day. Instead of saying, I will study today, say, I will complete 2 chapters before lunch. Instead of saying, I will work on my project, say, I will finish 1 section by 3 p.m. Clear goals give your mind direction, making it harder for distractions to take over. Self-discipline is another crucial factor in resisting temptations. There will always be moments when you feel like giving in, whether it is watching just one more video, eating unhealthy food, or skipping a workout. In these moments, remind yourself of your long-term goals. Ask yourself, is this decision bringing me closer to my goal or pushing me further away? Success is built on small choices, and every time you resist a temptation, you become stronger. It is also important to train your attention span. In today's fast-paced world, many people have lost the ability to focus for long periods. They are so used to quick entertainment that they struggle to concentrate on important tasks. The solution is to practice deep work. Set a timer for 30 to 60 minutes and focus on one task without interruptions. Over time, your ability to concentrate will improve, and distractions will have less control over you. One of the most powerful techniques for overcoming distractions is the reward system. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure, and that is why distractions are so tempting. But instead of giving in to instant gratification, use rewards as motivation. Tell yourself, if I complete this task, I can watch an episode of my favorite show, or if I finish my work, I can go out with friends. This way, you stay focused because you know a reward is waiting at the end. Another way to fight distractions is by surrounding yourself with like-minded people. If you are constantly around people who waste time, you will be influenced by them. But if you are surrounded by disciplined, hard-working individuals, you will naturally become more focused. Find people who push you to do better and avoid those who encourage laziness. The ability to resist temptations and distractions is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Anyone can have talent. Anyone can have big dreams. But only those who stay focused, make sacrifices, and discipline themselves will turn those dreams into reality. The question is, will you let distractions control you, or will you take control of your future? Success is not about intensity, it is about consistency. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is the ability to show up every single day, even when they don't feel like it. Many people start strong, they feel motivated in the beginning, set big goals, and take massive action. But as time passes, motivation fades, obstacles appear, and they slow down. Some stop entirely. The ones who succeed are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but the ones who keep going. Consistency is the foundation of mastery. Whether you want to build a successful career, improve your health, or learn a new skill, what matters most is what you do every single day. A person who exercises 3 times a week for years will always be in better shape than someone who goes to the gym for 2 weeks and then quits. A writer who writes just 1 page a day will finish a book in a year, while someone who writes 20 pages in 1 day but doesn't write again will never finish. Progress is not about big efforts in short bursts. It is about small, meaningful actions repeated over time. One of the main reasons people struggle with consistency is that they expect instant results. We live in a world that promotes quick success. We see people getting rich overnight, transforming their bodies in a few weeks, or achieving fame instantly. But what we don't see is the years of effort behind their success. Behind every champion, every expert, and every master is a long history of discipline, hard work, and patience. The greatest achievements are not the result of a single breakthrough, but the accumulation of consistent effort over time. Patience is just as important as consistency. Anything meaningful takes time. When you plant a seed, you don't see results immediately. You water it every day, give it sunlight, and wait. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing. Eventually, a small sprout appears, and with continued care, it grows into a strong tree. Success works the same way. You might not see results in the beginning, but if you stay patient and keep working, progress will come. The key to building consistency is to focus on the process, not just the results. Many people get discouraged because they don't see immediate progress. A person trying to lose weight might step on the scale every day, hoping for big changes. When they don't see instant results, they lose motivation and quit. But if they focus on the process, eating healthy, exercising regularly, and staying consistent, they will eventually reach their goal. Trust the process, even when the results are not visible yet. Another way to build consistency is by creating habits. When something becomes a habit, it no longer requires willpower, it becomes automatic. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it, it's simply a habit. If you want to be successful, you need to build habits that align with your goals. If you want to be fit, make exercise a part of your routine. If you want to learn a new skill, set aside time every day to practice. Small habits, repeated daily, create big results over time. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to remove unnecessary decisions. Many people fail because they rely too much on willpower. They wake up every day and ask themselves, should I work out today or should I study today? The more you have to decide, the easier it is to make the wrong choice. Instead, eliminate the decision by making it part of your routine. Set a schedule and stick to it. If you decide that you will work out at 7 a.m. every day, it becomes automatic. You don't need to think about it, you just do it. Another important factor is accountability. When you have someone holding you accountable, you are more likely to stay consistent. Find a mentor, a friend, or a group that shares your goals. When someone expects you to show up, you are less likely to make excuses. If you tell a friend you will wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, you are more likely to do it than if you keep the goal to yourself. Accountability creates discipline. Building consistency also requires overcoming obstacles. There will be days when you don't feel like doing the work, days when you are tired, unmotivated, or frustrated. But this is where true growth happens. Success is built on doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The greatest athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs all have bad days, but they don't let those days define them. They show up anyway. That's what separates the average from the great. In the end, consistency and patience are what turn dreams into reality. If you stay committed, keep taking small steps, and trust the process, you will reach your goals. It might not happen overnight, it might take months or even years, but if you refuse to quit, you will succeed. The question is not if you will achieve your goal, it is whether you will stay patient and consistent long enough to make it happen.